Hello and welcome! I'm painting hydrangeas in watercolour this month, and I'm a little bit surprised that I haven't done this for quite a while because I do adore hydrangeas. The last time I painted them was about 5 years ago, and since you can barely see the sketch that I am roughly putting in on my paper, I thought I would show that to you. You can see that back then I had quite a different approach. I started with a very careful pencil sketch and then used the watercolour rather like an illustrator to add colour to that pencil sketch. These days I do it quite differently because I've worked out that what I really enjoy is just playing with the paint. And it's really fun to see how these things evolve, and I hope that you end up experiencing it for yourself because it's inevitable that we progress, I think, the more we do something. I never went to art school and I didn't even do art when I was at school, but when I came to this creative lark of mine later on in life, I did try going to a couple of in-person kind of meetups, these sort of community groups. And the one that I went to 5 years ago was run by a lady who turned out to be a little bit mean, I think, because she said to bring along your artwork and she would kind of give you feedback and what have you, but she didn't really give you feedback. And I took along that particular hydrangea picture and she said, "Oh, my least favourite flower." And alarmed on behalf of hydrangeas, which I adore, I said, "Oh, why don't you like hydrangeas?" And she said, "Well, they're just blobs." And I wonder if something she said might have planted itself in my subconscious because it has been 5 years since I painted them. I really hope not, because I do hope that I am a big enough girl to be making up my own mind about what to paint and whether hydrangeas are a good enough subject. But it also made me realise that I think this is one of the reasons that we paint. How nice it is to be able to see something through somebody else's eyes. She sees hydrangeas and sees nothing but a blob. I think they are the most amazing, intricate flower because they are composite blooms. They're made up of so many tiny little individual flowers on each big kind of bulb. And that's what I love about them. And I love their ranges of colours, the variations you get across the bushes, even within the same bush. There is so much that I love about them. And that's why it's amazing to paint them. So I'm very happy that I'm painting a whole lot of them. And you can see that the painting that I'm doing is choosing to celebrate all those different colours, and I no longer worry about trying to show all the composite blooms. I let the water and the paint do that for me and make up its own mind about whether there should be divisions. Of course, there's always the option to go back and do a bit of negative painting to bring out some of those individual little blooms, a bit like what I'm doing right now on those leaves. But for this particular painting, I chose not to do that. Some of the others in the series this month, I have done that, but it's one of those wonderful things that even with the same medium, watercolour, and a kind of similar approach, you still have the option to explore different aspects of the same subject in each painting that you do. So I have been working from not a single photo, but looking at multiple images of different hydrangeas. So really I'm just drawing on sort of the feel of hydrangeas and the different colours and shapes, and looking at different vases. And I've gone for a sort of a glass vase there in a funky, interesting shape. But I do want to ground it a little bit on that table, so it's important to give it a nice good shadow at the bottom. And what would one of my floral paintings be without a good deal of splatter? Can't live without that now, can we? Thank you for watching. See you again next time.